everyone, my name is Mi and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be 36 starring the new Abyss for the first time ever, so I hope you guys all enjoy. So unfortunately, we did not 36 star the previous Abyss, so we are going to be starting at floor 10 today. I'm going over the monster list and everyone looks pretty chill, so I decided that in the first half I'm using my Llama Hyperbloom team, and then in my second half I'm using my Versa Overlay team. I believe that this Abyss was relatively easier compared to the previous ones. Keep in mind, I did only pull for Llama this version, so I had no Flynn and no Nefer. I already had Alikino and Zhongli on my account, but I didn't use Alikino at all for this Abyss. I hope that anyone that pulled for them got them, but yeah, also keep in mind that I have been playing Genshin for 4 years now, and this is my first time ever being able to 36 star the Abyss. Honestly, second half went by super quick because this is my strongest team on my account. I heard that Versa might be getting a rerun soon, so I hope that anyone that does go for Versa or wants Versa gets her because she is so strong and I love her so much. Now we are progressing into chamber 2 of floor 10, and honestly this Llama team I'm using is definitely pretty strong because lunar reactions are obviously quite meta at this moment. Llama is the main DPS of this team, but in the future when I pull for Nefer, I'll definitely get her to become the main DPS. And now we're in the second half of chamber 2 and I'm using my Versa Overlay team once more. Honestly, I don't think I've ever fought this boss before. Maybe I've seen it somewhere. I don't know if it's a not cry boss, but we did manage to get it pretty easily, so I was really happy. Also, I know that I said I would do a hand cam for my Abyss and Theta videos, but the software I use to record for using a hand cam is OBS, and honestly OBS is pretty laggy in my opinion and has poorer quality when I record Genshin compared to Nvidia Shadowplay, so I decided that I'd be pausing it until I momentarily fix it somehow. I do want to do a setup tour in the near future, possibly when I hit 15k, because I think that'll be really cool to show you guys around my entire setup. And we have successfully cleared floor 10. Moving onwards, we are going to be creating our floor 11 teams. In the first half, I use a Hu Tao team, and then in my second half, I use a Kaniche Burn team. Honestly, I believe that using Zhongli was good for the Stonehide lower trail there, and then in the first half, because there was a Cryo Wayob, I decided to use Hu Tao. My Hu Tao is also pretty strong, and of course I could have used Alikino of course, but I wanted to use Frina because Frina is also quite strong on my account. Hu Tao is still built, I haven't changed her build at all, so I think that she can clear floor 11 pretty easily. And for the second half, I am using my Kaniche Burn team, and honestly this is also one of the stronger teams on my account because Kaniche does have his signature weapon here. We just had to kill this one guy, so it was pretty easy and relatively quick. Since I have completed my exams, this means I am finally able to focus on YouTube. If you couldn't tell, I've been uploading more frequently and also longer videos as well. I have an Ino video coming up pretty soon, alongside a Fino video for my Honkai Star Rail lovers. Because exams are all done and I've basically graduated, I've been going out a lot. I've watched the new Chainsaw Man movie, the Rose arc, which was very nice, and I also met my boyfriend's mom again for like the second time ever, which was really nice as well. I'm planning to go to the beach soon once the weather gets warmer because I do live in Australia and we are known for our hot weather. Honestly, this floor did take a lot longer than I expected, but the next half was pretty good. Also, I've seen some more about Colombina on like TikTok and Twitter, so I'm very excited. I'm still saving for her and still going for her constellations and her signature. I've got around 200 wishes so far and also like 60 pity, which is pretty good. But I'm trying to stay strong and I'm gonna be skipping everyone else in the next patch. And that was chamber 2. I believe the one thing in Genshin that is holding me back from doing more damage are my rotations. Honestly, I just kind of do whatever. I don't really have a set rotation for anything, so I think I'm like doing all my buffs wrong, which is why I'm not hitting that big of numbers. And as you can see, I did swirl Hydro in that case, which the enemy is immune to. I also saw that a lot of the monster characters are going to be getting a buff soon, and also Venti is going to be making a return. I already have Venti, but I don't really use him that much, but hopefully this new buff will allow me to use my older characters more. And that was floor 11, which was actually quite easy, so now it is time to make my teams for floor 12. Once again, keep in mind that I have never 36 starred the Abyss, so I was quite nervous for this floor, but then again, I felt like it wasn't that difficult when I was going over the opponent details. I was looking at the buffs and I believe I did a Veresa Overlay team for second half and a Llama Bloom team for the first half. I did end up swapping out Kuki for my half built Aino because I don't think I needed an Electro unit in that team, so I did just go with my Llama Bloom team. For this half, we had to initially kill this small little crab and then a massive crab afterwards. I don't think I triggered the right mechanics with the actual boss. I'm pretty sure you had to apply some more Lunar Bloom reactions, but we still managed to pass it pretty well, so I was decently happy. We did manage to knock it down, which is very good. But sadly, none of my bursts were up, so we didn't get to one-phase it. Once again, I believe that second half is always pretty chill because, like I said, it is one of my stronger teams, so I don't think I struggled that much in this half. To be honest, I don't think I've ever fought this boss before, or at least not often at least. I'm pretty sure it's a Fontaine boss, and I think my Arlecchino would have probably come in handy here, but thankfully I had my Mawika to melt the Cryo Shield. Sadly, my Mavuika did die, so we did have to retry this entire floor. I'll save you guys the struggle of having to rewatch the entire attempt of killing the crab. So we're back at the Fontaine boss, and honestly this time it went much better and much quicker, and I didn't struggle as much, so I'm very happy that we managed to 3-star it. Now we're on chamber 2, which also is not that bad because I have Llama thankfully. I'm pretty sure if you have Nefer you can clear it a lot easier since this is the Nefer boss. I was trying to run away from the attacks but miserably failing, but don't worry because I chose the perk where if you use your ult you get your HP back. So my Nahida is half HP now and not on the verge of death. I think if you use like Luna Bloom reactions, it doesn't absorb any like element and like make it immune to itself, because I remember finding this with my friend because she got Nefer and we were using like non-Nod Cry characters and it was absorbing like the element, but I wasn't struggling with that at all this abyss, so I'm very thankful that we managed to clear it pretty easily. I will admit it did take a lot longer than I expected and I was low-key like stressing out for the next half, but we did manage to clear it pretty well, so I guess that's all that matters. And we finally completed the first half of Chamber 2. I wasn't too worried for this boss because I have fought it so many times, and also I have my Mavuika with me, which means I can kill its little fruits. I was stressing though because it does do this little spinny thing which literally irritates me so much because it wastes so much time. As you could tell, I was literally spamming all of my abilities. I'm using my Mavuika burst to get the flame granites or whatever it's called, and then we're just going to be using my Maressa. I was so worried about running out of time here, so I quickly used all my bursts and tried to one-phase it. But thankfully we got it just in time at the 7-minute mark and completed it with 3 stars. Honestly, this chamber was pretty chill because I had Llama, meaning that I can use my Luna Bloom reaction and melt the enemy's HP. I'm really happy that I did pull full Llama this patch, or this like version at least, because she is actually so perfect on my account. I love her so much and she does so much more damage than I expected, because obviously Llama is a support for Nefer, but using her as a DPS is still low-key pretty strong and viable, especially in this abyss. And I wasn't worried about second half at all because, like I said, my Barassa is able to fight literally anyone and do a lot of damage. Honestly, this boss is the Primer Geovishap, which is the Hu Tao boss, I believe, and it was still pretty low-key chill. I wasn't stressed out. I had a lot of time left, and yeah. I cut out a little bit of the fight because it was getting quite repetitive, but I was hitting the 7-minute mark soon, and I was just so happy that we managed to 36-star the Abyss for the first time ever. As you can see, these are all my stars, and I got my 800 Prima Gems. And that was all for today's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!